Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Munangiwa, aka the Chosen One. Really sorry for having gone for too long. I had like a busy period throughout the year and the time that I was not uploading any video. But anyways, I hope I'm back for good right now. On the previous video, I talked about the good things that I love about being an ESL teacher here in China. And on today's episode, I just want to talk about the bad, the worst things, the things that I hate about being a teacher here in China. One of the things that I don't really like about being an ESL teacher here in China is schools are operated as businesses. Like the motive, it's always to make profit. So I can put it in this way. You know, in a school environment, let's say you are working at an international school, you are not allowed to fail a student or to give a student maybe, let's say, and I'm assuming a grade which is below 80%, because if parents see that their kids are not performing well, they will see it as a teacher's fault and then as a school's fault, and then maybe try to take their kids to another school. So as long as you're a teacher here in China, because schools are operated like businesses or as businesses, you have to give kids good grades even though they are failing, even though they are performing very bad in your class or in your subject. You are not allowed to fail the students because it's seen as a bad thing. You know, if you fail a student and then you give the results to the parents, the school will be angry and they might possibly fire you because you have failed the students, and they will see you as a failure. So you just have to cheat some marks sometimes. So that's one of the things that I say I don't like about being an ESL teacher here in China, and possibly is the reason why I prefer to teach in kindergartens, because I don't have to grade students. I just have to, give them small tasks and then that's it. But if you are to go to a primary level, you need to make sure that those kids pass, because schools are really operated as businesses. Like, you have to make them pass with good grades because it will attract other parents or other students from other schools maybe to enroll at your school. The second thing would be racism. Well, this one should have been the first one, but then they are not in order, right? Racism. There's so much subtle racism in this country, especially if you have this skin color of mine. You will face so much racism in a way that you will possibly think of going back to your home country, or just changing schools. But no matter where you go, you will face racism. A school here in China can have, let's say, 14 black teachers and maybe one European or one white teacher, and then in their website you will only see that one white teacher. The reason behind that is that they say white teachers are the ones that attract a lot of parents and a lot of students, but it's not the case, because even if they are using it like that, when kids or students come to the school, they are still going to find that their teachers are black, and then parents also, they don't complain. And again, racism can be shown in so many ways in China. For an example, let's say there's a job post, and then that job post maybe has high salary offer. You just have to know that this one is for a white person. There was this one time, right? There's this one time where I tried to apply for this job post. It was like the amount was, the salary offer, not amount, the salary offer was very good. And then when I applied for that position, I was told that you don't qualify. So I'm asking, why do not qualify for this post? Because I'm from South Africa, which is a native English speaking country. I have a bachelor's of education degree. I have all the qualifications. I have everything. I also have experience of teaching here in China. And then they told me that this is the recruiter. The recruiter told me that because you are black. The recruiter told me that I don't qualify because I am black. And I was shocked, but then I was like, you see, I don't know how to explain it right now, but I was just like, I didn't know how to react, because I'm not qualifying for a job position that I qualify to teach because I am black. So you see, racism, it's too much higher in China.
No, understand that.
Or is it because of the accent or because of the skin color?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Just so.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, so you should understand the standard of the Chinese Chinese beauty idea. I'm not sure how to use that.
No, I get you. Like you said that they prefer more of white teachers and not the black teachers. No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you understand. I just asked for a friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So, what do you want? You want to find a new job or still stay in your?
And also in terms of salary offers, you get that black teachers don't get as much as white teachers in some schools, not all the schools, right? Because this also depends on where you are teaching. I also faced racism this other time. I was still working at this other kindergarten and had like a demo class. So when they had this demo class, there were 3 black teachers and there were 2 European teachers from Kazakhstan, and this other one teacher was from Russia. So they prefer the European teachers to be the ones who do the demo class first. When we're busy assisting them, like when they were busy doing demo classes, the principal of the school told us that we should move back because kids are afraid of black teachers. She said kids are afraid of black teachers, and I'm laughing about this right now, but I was very angry when it happened, because now I'm laughing because I'm over it. I'm over the incident that I faced. And then in my mind at that time, I'm processing, when kids are running away or when the kids are crying, are they crying because they are afraid of black teachers, or is it maybe because they are not familiar with the faces that are in front of them? But I didn't want to question that, because sometimes you just have to ignore some things and just live on with your life, or let life go on, because they say life goes on. It has been like that to many people. There are a lot of people who have faced racism in this country, and if they explain, you might even think of going back to your home country. But I'm only talking about racism in the working environment. It's delayed salary. I remember when I was still working for a training school, I used to remind my boss every time to pay me my salary. You see, unlike in South Africa where I come from, you get paid in the morning, like at 12 o'clock in the morning, your salary is clocking in. You know that if you go to the bank, you will find your salary. But in China, it's not the case. I remember the first time my salary got delayed. I woke up it was like my first day, not my first day, it was my first month after working, right? And I was excited for my first salary in China. And then on the payday, I take out my phone, trying to check if I will see my salary. There was nothing, guys. There was nothing. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. Maybe my boss will pay me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe she's still busy or sleeping, or maybe the amount has not reflected. 12 o'clock hits. I take my phone, check my phone, no salary. I'm like, okay, maybe it's fine. I will get paid when I go to work at 2 o'clock. I went to work. When I went to work in time. I was very early that day, but I was a bit getting angry because I'm not getting my salary. And then we go to the office. He saw us coming through because we were sitting at the reception, and then we greeted each other. Nothing about the salary was said, and then we went to the office, started doing our PPTs and everything, then checked the phone. An hour later, there's nothing. The salary is not there, guys. It's my payday, and I'm waiting for my salary, and the salary is not there. The salary is not there. The salary is not there. And then I'm sorry for shouting. I was pissed at that time. I was very pissed. And I went to class at 5 o'clock. When I went to class at 5 o'clock, I was thinking that maybe she will pay my salary after class, or maybe when I check my phone after the class, I will see my salary. And my salary was not there after class, and the class was for 2 hours. Like, hi, what's going on? Where's my salary? And I got pissed more because I just did the class and I'm exhausted. I need to go home, I need to buy food, I need to eat. And there was no salary. And I'm like to my colleague, yo, did you get your salary? And she's like, no, I haven't received my salary too. And it's so embarrassing to have to remind someone that, can you please pay me my salary? Because that's not something that you have to remind anyone. Like, you don't have to remind your boss. And I'm saying this, if let's say you have employees, don't let your employees remind you to pay them their salary, because they deserve the salary, they're entitled to their salary. One thing that was going on in my mind was like, I wake up and go to work in time, I do my PPTs in time, I do every work duties that is required of me in time, and I submit in time. They don't have to remind me to do all those things in time. I go to class in time, I never go to class late, I always go to class early, and I never leave class early, I always leave class late, you know. So I always do my work at my highest professionalism. And now, how do you forget to pay me my salary? That's one of the things that is so frustrating in China. And then I'm like to her, yo, boss, my salary. And then she's like, oh, Chris, so sorry, I forgot to pay you your salary. Today's your salary day? I'm like, yes, today's my payday, you're supposed to be paying my salary. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll do that tomorrow. You'll do it tomorrow, but I don't have to be reminded to come to work. I come to work based on what the contract says. Now, why do I have to remind you to go pay me my salary? And then she said fine, she will pay tomorrow. And then on the following day, she paid my salary. But guess what? Yo, China guys, she paid my salary in a half. Instead of paying my full salary, she paid me half salary. And then she said, I will pay you the other salary later. I'm like, where's professionalism here? What about the contract? Let's follow the contract. Let's follow the contract. Let's do what the contract is saying. So that's one of the things that you will experience in China. Your salary will always be delayed. Well, not always, but sometimes your salary will be delayed, because it also depends on which school you are working for. And the other thing that I don't like about being an ESL teacher in China, this is the last one. Schools do not respect the contract. Just like I have said, like salaries being delayed, schools do not respect your contract. The only time the school respect your contract is when it suits them. It's when it suits them. When it doesn't suit them, they don't go back to the contract and let's check the contract. When it suits them, they will go to the contract and say, let's check what the contract is saying. I'll give you another example again, because I have so many examples and apps that I can refer to. Let's say in your contract they said that you have to come to work at 8 o'clock, right? And then if you don't come to work at 8 o'clock, you will get deducted 100 RMBs. This is my previous school, guys. They will say they will deduct 100 RMBs if you don't come to work in time. And you get to work maybe at 8:01. 8:01, guys, 8:01. They are going to deduct that 100 RMBs. Yo, guys, you arrive at work late by a minute. By a minute, they are going to deduct that 100 RMBs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you are late at work by a minute, they are going to deduct that 100 RMBs. Listen, not 2 minutes, not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, 1 minute, they are still going to deduct the 100 RMBs. Now, if you complain that it's just 1 minute, they will say, let's go to the contract. What does the contract say? What does the contract say? And it's true, the contract says if you are late by a minute, they will deduct the salary. They have the right to deduct the salary. And you cannot go against that, because it's what you signed up for. But guess what? There's a parent meeting at work, right? Or at school. That parent meeting has to start maybe at 5 o'clock, and you knock off at work at 4:30. You knock off at work at 4:30, and then they said there's a parent meeting that you have to attend at 5 o'clock. And then when you ask them, are you going to pay me for the 30 minutes or the hour that you are asking me to remain at work so that I can have a parents meeting and they will tell you that, can you just do us a favor, it's just this one meeting, we only do this one meeting once a semester. When you go to them and say, let's go to the contract, you want me to work up until maybe 5:30, what does the contract say? The contract says if you are going to let me work maybe for extra hours, I'm going to get extra pay. That's what the contract says. But they will tell you that, oh, you just do us a favor because this thing only happened once a semester. But you can also say, but I was only late once a month, but it won't apply to them because it's not in their favor. The contract will only apply when it's in their favor. They will tell you that, no, attend the meeting, we won't pay you. But you see, they won't pay you because you are doing them a favor, but when you want them to do you a favor, they will not want to do you a favor. I like to keep my videos short, guys, but there are so many scenarios in this contracting that I can give you an example of. I can also give you an example of maybe like when you need to get your flight allowance bonuses. They won't want to give your flight allowance bonuses because they will tell you that you're not renewing the contract with the school, though it was not specified in the contract that you have to renew this. I mean, you have to renew with the school for you to get like a flight allowance. So they will just like not want to pay you. Guys, in China, like schools here, they don't follow the contract. Only when it suits them, they will follow the contract. So that's how it is with working in China. I mean, besides this laughing, but it's frustrating, but I'm now used to it. I mean, I've been here for 3 years. I'm now used to this kind of things, so it's not something that I can complain about anymore. I just have to live with it and not even try to use common sense. Common sense, which is one of the things that you don't really have to apply as an ESL teacher here in China. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Do not forget to like. I will see you on the next video. Maybe I will do a story update on the next video. You can see that this background is unfamiliar, right? I'm in a new apartment right now, so maybe I'll do an apartment tour. I will see. But anyways, thank you for watching my video. See you on the next one. I'm out of here. Boom. Bye bye.